Thank you.
Well, thank you, Senator Scott. Appreciate that. And thank you, Administrator Dickson, for being here today. I want to talk a little bit about international information sharing and how we use that to enhance pilot training, because I'd like to follow up on an issue I raised 2 years ago when this committee was investigating the problems that led to the 737 MAX 8 accidents. As you may know, in 2017, the Brazilian National Civil Aviation Agency came to the U.S. to test the Boeing 737 MAX 8, and they determined that the changes made to the aircraft from the previous models were substantial enough to warrant request to Boeing for more information about the plane systems. As a result of this additional information from Boeing, when the Brazilian National Civil Aviation Agency published its updated pilot training requirements, they were able to flag MCAS as one of the changes that the pilots needed to account for when they were flying the MAX 8. When he testified before this committee in October 2019, I asked Boeing's CEO why this information was not flagged for other customers who had the 737 MAX in their fleet for more information sharing, and he didn't respond. And so more information sharing in this case could have been extremely beneficial. So Administrator Dickson, FAA is the global leader in aviation safety, and as such, we have a responsibility to share critical information about aircraft systems with the international community. In the case of Brazil, better communication between national civil aviation agencies, well, it could have saved lives. So I'd like to ask, if FAA were in the exact same position as Brazilian Civil Aviation Agency, as was with MAX 8, what would we have done? Had we received information about a new aircraft so important that it led to significant changes in pilot training requirements? Would we share that with others? Is it policy and practice at FAA to make such information available to the international community?
Well, Senator Rosen, I can say unequivocally yes. And I think that one of the positive aspects of the journey that we have been through over the last couple of years is the collaboration and the work between states of design and aviation authorities is stronger than it ever has been. So we would absolutely share any relevant information that we had regarding pilot training or information that needed to be provided to flight crews with other authorities. And I will emphasize also that the changes that we are putting in place are designed to make sure that no single point of vulnerability or no single individual can lead to a failure of the system. We want to have those additional layers of redundancy putting in here, put into the process. And what you're pointing out is right on line with what I'm talking about.
And I appreciate that. Have you set up, is there any setup for collaborating and sharing this kind of important information between countries? I mean, I know we would do it, and that's great, but are other countries going to respond the same? Is there a forum for that? And if there isn't, should there be, and how do we make that happen?
Yes, there is a forum. It's called the CMT, the Certification Management Team, and it consists of the 4 countries that are involved that certify transport category aircraft. And that construct has actually been greatly strengthened because of the collaboration that we have executed here over the last couple of years as part of going through this process.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I'd like to just quickly ask about FAA's certification workforce. Of course, a 2015 audit found that the FAA at the time lacked comprehensive process for determining aircraft certification service staffing needs, critical for effective ODA oversight and other certification activities. I just kind of like to go quickly to the question. I'd like to build on that discussion. Administrator Dickson, what can you tell us about today's FAA's current certification workforce needs, and how can Congress better work with you to meet those needs? We need to have a robust certification workforce to prevent any injury or loss of life.
Well, as I mentioned earlier, we have nearly doubled our number of human factors experts We will continue to need data scientists, and we'll need to continue to have those engineers in new and emerging technologies and disciplines, software engineers, so that the ability to be able to adequately, there's much more of these systems are software driven now. So that is certainly a need that we're currently well-resourced for, but we will need to work very closely with the Congress to make sure that we stay ahead of developments as we move forward.
STEM education and training is key. I see my time is up. I believe that, I'm not sure if anyone's there, but I think Senator Peters, you were after me, if I heard that correctly.
Not sure if Senator Peters is available.
Oh, sorry. Oh, Chair Cantwell, I didn't know you were back. Sorry about that.
You're doing a great virtual job of chairing.